A very good morning to you all. I welcome you all to day 2 of this event, and today's first technical session is for 1 hour 30 minutes, and the chairperson for this session is Shri V.C. Chitoda, former MD, Mahanana Gas Limited, Mumbai, former Executive Director, GAIL India Limited. He have a experience of 38 years in oil and gas sector, 15 years in leadership role, 7 years with a direct PL responsibility, and over 4.5 years in CEO role. He has a core competencies involve conceptualization, engineering, planning, controlling, implementation, installation, troubleshooting, commissioning, maintenance of large oil and gas plant, petrochemicals, plant utilization, instrumentation system in oil and gas project. Can we have a big round of applause for him? And I welcome him on the dais. Can we have him on the dais? Can we have a big round of applause for him? Now, I would like to invite our first speaker for today's session, Mr. Manan Shah, Director, Ambetronics Engineer Private Limited. He has a depth knowledge in gas flame detection system. He is leading in various departments such as sales, marketing, customer service, digital marketing, and also help in research AMP development team to cutting the edge and AMP in innovative products that helps the industry to save an AMP. So can we welcome him on the dais? Can we have a big round of applause for him? And now I would like to welcome our second speaker for today's session is Mr. Rajiv Mathur, Director, Haryana City Gas Distribution Limited. He have an experience of 36 years in the oil and gas sector, and he is presently as an independent consultant and a director SCG Group. Can we welcome him on the dais? Can we have a big round of applause for him? Then I would like to invite our third speaker, Mr. Anil Kumar Bhatt, Head Technical Service, Sunmark Project. He have a 30-year experience in operation and maintenance, asset integrity, and have worked in international oil gas companies, Royal Dutch Company, Shell, VV, Korean Engineer Private Limited. Can we have him on the stage? Can we have a big round of applause for him? Then I would like to invite our third speaker, Mr. Otto Valentine, CEO, Reduct NV Belgium. He's a founder partner of Reduct NV and has managed the growth of Reduct from the startup company to a global leader. Can we have a big round of applause for him? Now I would like to hand over the session to our chairperson. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to everyone present over here. I've been asked to be chairman over here, but I think everyone is very knowledgeable in his own field and has a very long experience on this thing. I think introductions of speakers have already been given, so they are now known to you. I'll invite Mr. Manan Shah, Director, Ambetronics Limited, to make his presentations.
Everyone. So, am I audible? All well? So, once again, good morning. Thank you so much, first of all, for putting the organizers for having an event where we can get together and discuss, come up with ideas, or we can try to implement new technologies. Esteemed, esteemed fellow members, or you can say my professors in this field, who are sitting on the dais and having tons of experience. Um, so, my name is Manan, and I represent a company called Ambetronics Engineers Private Limited. So, the entire agenda for our company is to have a vision and mission to make products in India, specifically for gas detection and flame detection. So, generally, the trend of why we started the company is so the only purpose we started the company is like we used to travel a lot. Specifically for myself, I've traveled all across the globe. So there's a notion about us that Indian products are not that reliable when it comes to any field, not only gas detection, flame detection, oil and gas or anything. So that is the notion. I took it very personally, and I made sure that we design cutting edge products that can compete the any market, European market, US market, any market. So no offense to any markets, but yes, that's how we stand tall and bright. So pre-COVID, we were only used to export to 2 or 3 countries. Post-COVID, now we are exporting to more than 23 countries. So that is the challenge that we took up, and now we are exporting to so many countries. Our company has a lot of certifications and all the things that is needed, the compliance, the technology, to make sure that we put a mark on the world map as a country. Secondly, we started out in 1992. हम लोग घड़ी बनाते थे, wall clocks. That is how we started, and now we have more than 500 plus products in our company with 7 departments. So that's how we do. And the only purpose is by 2025 or 2027, or maybe maximum in 2 to 3 years, we want to put India on the map in terms of gas and flame detection. So we have already done exporting, and now we'll put, if there are a couple of countries where gas detection has to be done, it should be us. So that's my plan, and that's about us. That's about my company. As of now, in the presence of India, the geographical locations that we are there is like we are in 11 major cities. So what happens is there's very easy to supply the products, back the order, but after you have to maintain that, you have to give them service, you have to make sure the user is educated on what he's using. So that is the reason we have service centers across India, we have offices across India. So anytime if you want to have any maintenance contract, calibration contract, we can come down and then we can just do the service for you. That's how quick we are. So our company is divided into 4 to 5 verticals: gas detection, flame detection, gas analyzers, IoT, and control and automation system. That includes a lot of PLC, SCADA, HMI. So in industrial IoT, what we are trying to achieve is right now we are doing preventive maintenance. हमको पता होता है कि ये टाइम पे हमारा calibration due है, और this is the day that we have to, this is the time where we have to calibrate our devices. But what technically we are trying to do is predictive maintenance. So even if like two months or 1 month before the device or any sort of process is going to hamper your production or your safety, we'll come to know that this particular thing has to be calibrated, obviously using AI and various tools that we are developing. So that is what we are started, and making sure that everything is connected. So that is, we are doing a trial project ourselves in our industry, in our company, and then we'll come up with that technology. This is our infrastructure. We have almost around, now recently we bought another area for our infrastructure for testing flame detection. So we have almost close to 35,000 square foot in Bombay, where we have a factory and all of that. All the components that we use, starting from the sensor. So this is one thing that I wanted to show. This is a sensor. This is the first Indian-made gas sensor. So this is designed, developed, engineered, innovated by us. This was never done before. It was always imported from various parts of the country, but we have done now. Obviously, the raw material, because we don't make semiconductor as of now as a country, but once we start making semiconductors, my product will be 100% made in India. So we do gas and flame detection. These are some unique gas and flame detection. If you see, to the left, there is a gas detector that has an inbuilt hooter cum flasher. If anybody's using it, or you might have used it, or you might not be using it, there's an inbuilt hooter cum flasher. So nobody knows that what is going on. Only the gas people, the safety people know. But using that simple hooter cum flasher, we can come to know that if there is anything that needs to, that has to be taken action, or it has to be ignored, or whatever it is. The point that is written is hot swappable. This is hot swappable. It's like even if your system is live, even if it's 230 volt powered or 24 volt powered, you can just remove it and just plug it. You don't have to turn off the system. The device on the right is first of a kind, just because in any sort of architecture, specifically in oil and gas, if you see, there's gas detectors, then there's junction boxes, then there's panel, and there's a lot of things. So now everything you just need in one. You can terminate at one location. That's a junction box. You can connect multiple sensors. You don't only need to connect one sensor. You can connect multiple sensors like hydrocarbon and CO2. You can just connect in one. You can connect multiple hooters. You can have multiple displays. So that's something that very easy for maintenance, and very easy for you to identify multiple gases at a single location. So these are the two devices that we have patented specifically. The one on the left is, generally we measure hydrocarbon percentage LEL. We have come up with an infrared technology that can measure hydrocarbon in ppm, that is smallest of 1000 ppm to 5000 ppm. So that is something, and that's a gold plated sensor. I couldn't bring it here because it's a huge sensor, so but we can showcase it to you. And this is, as I told you, it's a multi-gas detector. If you see, there's a CO sensor, CO2, hydrocarbon. You can connect any sensors that you want, and then you can use it as a single gas detector, as a junction box, as a hooter. So that is something that these devices are patented. We use it. Some of the architectures, how to do the connection, it's just conventional, the way you take 4 to 20 or you do the addressable system. These are some portable gas leak detectors that we do. These are all certified and intrinsically safe. You can use them in zone 1, zone 0. One of the very important part I would like to highlight is a flame detector. Right now there are a lot of flame detectors which are available in the market. They are a combination of IR and UV, but they do have or might have a lot of false alarm, or the response time would be quite less. We have come up with our own, you can say, IR coating, or we can say our own IR logic that can give you as low as 100 milliseconds of alarm. So this is something that we have already deployed for the defense, but we can use it also for our applications if you want. And the detector that you see, this is having no false alarm. Even if you have acetylene welding in your plant, even if you do anything, there will be no false alarm or giving you any sort of false output. So that is how we do it. This is the way we test the devices. This is the factory that we do. That's a 6-foot guy. That's almost like, and there's a 3 square foot flame that we lit it up, and then it's like 27 meters cone of vision that we cover. Another very important, or you can say another patented device that we have come up with, is a battery powered wireless gas detection system. This is installed across all DRS, MRS across India. This is a battery powered device, no manpower needed, just fix it on 4 screws and then you are good to go. Sensor life is 7 years, dual redundancy, just like we have a dual SIM card mobile, we have put dual redundancy, so if one SIM card fails, the other can take over immediately. We have a 128-bit encryption, so nobody's gonna take out your communication, whatever you are doing, it's encrypted. And yes, it has been awarded a couple of times by the Association of Fire and Security. So this is how the architecture is. It works on SIM card, so you don't have any specific range location. Even if you're sitting in India, and even if you're sitting across the globe, you can do communication very easily, and even if within the country, it's not an issue. This is a residential gas leak detector that we manufacture specifically for all the gas meters that come up with the PNG lines coming specifically in Maharashtra, Gujarat, and other parts of this state. So this was about products, but why do you want to choose Ambetronics if somebody is already installed? So the first part that comes is like we are doing manufacturing everything since the last 31, 32 years. Secondly, there's a dilemma. I'll show you in the next slide. How do you differentiate between a real manufacturer and a guy who is just assembling the devices? Now the guys who are assembling the devices, they'll bring the junction box from outside, anywhere across India or outside India, and they'll put the PCB inside and give you a made in India product. That's not what we do. We manufacture our own sensors and all the licenses. When I say licenses, is like we are a UL approved company, so it's a UL on our name. It's not on somebody else's name, and we just put the PCB. You can come to our factory anytime. We have a huge setup. There's no pre-intimation needed that you need to come us. It's 24/7 open. You can come. You can see the work. You can see what we do. If you have any doubts, we can also help you. It's not only about buying the products, but at least you buy the right products. So just off the topic, that's two way to make a pizza. Either you bring everything from outside, assemble it, put it in the oven, and you say that you are a manufacturer. So that's not how it is. So generally the other so-called manufacturers, they'll bring the peso ATEX approved from outside, put the PCB and label it. But this is what we do. If you see the smallest of the powder coating, even the silver color or any color that you see in my booths, even the color is designed by us, making sure taking the capacities of all the things that's there. Some of the installation sites that we have completed, just for the reference, is IRM Energy, this HPCL Mother Station, this is GAIL, Bhubaneswar, Ranchi, Patna, all across the north, northeast and north belt. One project that we have already accomplished is Indian Oil Cryogenics. This is around for LNG 650 locations across India. So this was the architecture. Now we can share the credentials and how we have done what we have done along with you. Some awards that we have, these are the certifications as I mentioned. Some of the client lists, I put a mixed bunch so that I try to cover all sectors. And yeah, now once again, and this is my company. This is from my side. If there is any questions, technical, non-technical, you can ask me, or we can take it up later, whatever it is. Yes, please. Yeah, gas detector. Yeah. So basically, what happens is the guys who are taking the meters for the CGD, जो meters लेते हैं PNG line का, so generally then they take near the meter because that's a potential point, or then take near the wall that is given outside. Yeah, isolation, and sometimes the builder takes it. The builder is doing their marketing in a way कि भाई हम आपको घर में gas detector भी देते हैं. So that's how you attract people. So that is the marketing gimmick from the builder side, and from the city gas side, they take it here. So to be specifically, there's no range because if it's leaking, मतलब वो तो तुरंत evaporate हो जाएगा. And the window is open, then you'll not be able to. It has to reach the tip of the sensor. So that is the reason what we have done. उसमें heat sensor. We have put heat sensor. So if when you are frying something, the area heats up. So heat पे भी वो immediately catch करेगा, तो it will give you an alarm. So that is how the dual backup we have done. But unless and until the gas reaches the tip of the sensor, it will not detect. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for asking. I hope I answered your question.
Any more questions? Any more questions from the audience? Oh, well, if this, yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, please. Huh. Sir, what happens is, because we are using a GSM, so what happened when we used to give it to GAIL Thing Gas, they asked that if you can also take the data, means I am not taking any data, so that is the reason we came up with AES encryption, and that is when we give the site to you, we give you credentials with a unique ID, and then you can change the password and do all of that, so that nobody can take your data, because sometimes from the back end, there are chances that the company can take the data. The OEM, I am the OEM, I can put a firmware and take your data. So that is the reason we didn't want to do that. So even we lock our data, you encrypt it, and you have the UID, so you only can open it. I cannot do anything. Yeah, you have to keep it up to you, and when you tell us that you want to do a mapping, or you want to let us know why it is open, what is the issue, if there was any gas, then we come to your service, and then we can do, and then we give it to you, but only with your permission. I don't have any data. Which? This is Naroda, Ahmedabad. This is Naroda, specifically Ahmedabad, where we have done gas detection, flame detection, where we have also given 48 quantities of portable gas detector, and we have 5 WGDs installation. WGDs, wireless gas detector, which we have done. Already they're using in the last 2.5 years. Sir, so when I give every 6 months, we do the calibration. Every 6 months, we have a team in Ahmedabad. Every 6 months, our team goes and calibrates it. And even if it's drifting, we tell them that, sir, if there is drifting, please make sure you do the calibration. And if we have also provided them a synthetic air cylinder, in case if they want to do it and just do the bump test, they can do it also every quarter. We come at your site. You do not have to send the devices. Even you say if you have this devices, so say this device is installed now. You do not have to even remove the screw. Even you just have to tell us that this is the site, this is the location you calibrated. For flame torch, we have a IR and UV simulation torch. So basically, we simulate the fire in terms of light. We check it accordingly. We check the 4 to 20. Accordingly, we check the response time. For gas, we give 2 cylinders. One is empty cylinder, the normal air, that is called synthetic air. And after that, we calibration with your calibration standard. If you say 20% LEL ka cylinder bhi le aao and 50 bhi le aao, I want 2 accuracy points, I can give you 2 accuracy points. Done on your site. Please, sir. So what we do generally, हम लोग 15 days पहले, whenever we see, we have a calibration cycle for all the customers. जैसे अगर आपने हमारे से, if you have done the calibration last time with, yeah, I'll tell you, I'll remind you before 15 days that, sir, your calibration is due. Do you really want to do it? And then you have to tell us कि yes, we want to do it. You send your team or whatever the commercial is or whatever the discussion takes up. वो करके then we send a team. And if there is one day, I can give you service within one day across India. That is not an issue. Yeah.
So, if there is any particular card is dismantled by own and we replace that card, sensor or anything is there and it is by us only. Is it possible?
Yes, it is possible. All the devices are just like this.
Suppose that we keep something as a spare part. Okay, if we forget that the torch is there, so by own technician we open that and change this. Is it possible?
Yeah, exactly. That is the only reason we have got patents. My entire gas detector only has 3 components like this. One is sensor. The other, I'll show it to you, is the top PCB, and that's it. So even a normal person, forget an engineer, normal person, even a contract worker can just go. He just has to plug this, and that's it. This will do everything. This has all the sensors. When did you calibrate? Why did you calibrate? What? Everything this has. आपको you just have to plug in. That's it.
Will available as a spare part also.
Yes, absolutely, sir.
What will be costing of that?
So for example, if say the 100 rupees gas detector, the sensor will be 60% and the PCB will be say 20%. So if 100 rupees detector, 60 rupees is for sensor, and actual pricing for the battery powered wireless gas detector is something around 55,000 to 65,000. The spare parts is just 60% you can take the cost. 60% of the cost for the sensor, and then 20% you can consume for the PCB and all of the other accessories. Okay? I hope I answered your question. I think. Huh.
Which you were
Yeah.
can be used with DRS. So what is the range of that?
So there is, see, this is, you want a range of sensor or you want a range of, so the range of sensor is 2.5 meters to be, for the radius. That is how what we have tested. It's point type basically. Yeah, multiple. If the size is big, so say this was, I showed you, this was IRM Energy, so they had only one because it was up. This was also closed, but this is Gale, so they have installed multiple DRS because they wanted multiple. So that depends on our site visit, our discussion, what we say, what are the points, and then we can take it forward.
And last question, आप जो service provide करते हैं या calculation करते हैं, that you do for other makes also?
All makes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Any other questions from audience? Please.
My question for the residential gas.
Yes, sir.
How much is the range of this?
Sir, I already told, unless and until the sensor के tip पे does not reach the gas concentration, there's a gas cloud always. If the gas cloud is not reaching because it's in open atmosphere, in India we have a tendency to open the windows when we are doing. So when windows is open, PNG will leak, it's not going to sense because it's lighter than air. So unless and until the gas will reach the tip of the sensor, then only it will detect. In a room it's fine, I also have multiple options in a room, you can use it. 1800 rupees plus GST. 1800 rupees. Okay? Thank you.
Well, any other questions? If there are no questions, I will just like to compliment Mr. Manan, because I have been in instrumentation for last 40 years. And my original job was with gas detector and flame-proof accessories and all, and we have been, those days were dependent on mostly imported from UK or USA.
Absolutely.
Since then, a lot of things have changed, and I'm very happy that you indigenize all this, and now your patented is also for the sensor. I mean, sensor is the heart of the
Yeah, absolutely.
systems. So definitely a very commendable progress has been done.
Thank you so much,
And
sir.
you have a wide range of devices, wide range of configuration, wide range of input, output, and configurations are available. Sensor are the one which are eyes for the industrial units. You cannot be anywhere, everywhere, or anytime. So sensors are the one which will make your life easy. Automation purely depend on the accuracy of sensor. So rather than concentrating on IoT, OT, or computer and communications and all those things, you must be very carefully choosing your sensors.
Absolutely.
Because that will give you accuracy of the control or the system's workability or protections. And sensor you should not be कंजूसी नहीं करने का है. That's something which people are asking whether it will sense or not sense or not. See, sensor are required to be put at a place where origin of the gas is expected to take place. Our breakage is expected to take place. So you,
Yeah, handled ones also.
That, once he's going to take a reading,
Yeah. Huh.
there, if he takes that along,
Yes, sir.
he can always
cross check.
Absolutely, sir.
You
Absolutely.
can always cross check.
Absolutely.
And the third thing which is very important, which he has taken care of, and I'm really appreciating him, is that any kind of sensor or analyzer which you purchased, the requirement of periodic calibrations are very important. And which they have done very well, that they are carrying a pure air cylinder and the cylinder of percentage of pp level of gas and all those things. So calibrations are very important. If you have not done the calibration in time, doesn't make your sensor is still going to work. Calibration are only assuring that it is working.
Absolutely.
So if you are not calibrated, doesn't mean it has went wrong. It's still going to work, but do calibration periodically whenever available. If you are scheduled for 6 months, even in 8 months, it is going to work. It is not that it is. So you just keep calibration to reassuring yourself, Alasi. I think it's a commendable presentation.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you very
sir.
much, Mr.
Thank you
Man.
for your blessings. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.